I'm your host, Kelly Morgan, indie author and indie publisher. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. Welcome to today's episode.
Sounds good.
Hey everyone, Kelly here, indie author, indie publisher, and guess what? It's Monday and it's another episode of the Author's Mic Guest Edition. Today I have Mark. Mark, say your last name for me again.
Perloe.
Perloe, that's what I thought. Mark Perloe. Mark has written, him and your wife, right?
No, in fact, that's funny. This is my cousin's daughter, and I'm in Los Angeles, and you can see all this white hair. I'm retired. She, on the other hand, is a second grade teacher living in Connecticut, and teaches the second grade to youngsters. So we had guinea pigs on the opposite. I protected myself. I had guinea pigs on the opposite end of the country to test various aspects of our story along the way. But everybody asks, "Oh, so your wife is in this with you?" No.
So it's
my
your cousin. It's your cousin's wife, right?
My cousin's daughter.
Your cousin's daughter, and you have written this book, children's book called Milo Superpower, which I got to tell you, I went to Milo's website. Milo, you guys, has got this catchy tune on there about his superpowers, which I was over here jamming out to just before we started recording because it was catchy. And so I'm glad you're here. You know, we're going to talk about the book. We can talk about whatever, but I always like to ask people, like, how did this come to be? Like, you know, you're a retired physician. Was being an author like something that you had always wanted to do? Was it something that you stumbled upon? Like, give us the journey of how you got here.
Sure. So back in the early 1980s, I actually wrote a book about fertility called Miracle Babies and Other Happy Endings. And my co-author and I spent a year in groups of other couples trying to conceive, to learn about what they were going through. And it was a great book. It became outdated, but the response encouraged me to get more information and focus more on infertility than just OBGYN. But when I retired in 1990, towards the end of the year, I decided to move out. My wife and I decided to move out to Los Angeles to be near grandkids. I have a son living on one side of the city, and my daughter, her husband, and two grandkids on the other. And you can kind of see what they claim to be their pictures on the front of the book. The older one can be tougher, and the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And sometimes the younger one was feeling left behind. And the younger one is the funniest, silliest person I know. And let me just give a couple of examples. When he comes over, he'll often bring his robot vacuum because he's afraid that if the vacuum stays at home all day by itself, the vacuum is going to be lonely. And we have one of those robot vacuums that goes around the house too. So he puts them together so that they could become friends and have a relationship. And then later he calls us into our bedroom to say, "Look, they're dancing." He'll also pretend that he's Superman and lie down on his stomach on this vacuum and roll around the house. So his way of dealing with stress and conflict has been humor. And no matter what the situation, he's been able to come on board and do something silly and get us smiling and laughing. And that's what, I thought, this is a story for a book. So I wanted to see if there was enough there. So I talked back and forth to actually 3 or 4 different AI consultants to get some topics and themes that I could fill this out. And then I shared it with Justine, and she took it to her class before we even had pictures and read the story, and they asked questions, and then they drew pictures for the book. So we got some ideas about what they wanted to see.
So you actually did like a little test group.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We were really lucky. And then other teachers in the school jumped on board and read it to their class. And the artist who did the work is the art teacher in her school. So the proceeds are going to be split if we ever can pay
Not
for.
if, not if, Mark, when. Not if, it's just a matter of when. Just a matter
Well,
of
you
when.
see all this white hair I have here. I want to be around long enough that I can split those proceeds with the art department at Justine's school and towards the kids' college fund.
That
That's my
is
goal.
so cool.
Yeah, it's something that I'm doing. I think it's a good story. I think it's a good message, and people enjoy reading it. Adults enjoy reading it too. And the only person who has a problem with it is my wife when I play that song uh, to try
Which is
to
catchy.
try and
I'm
promote the
sure you
book.
guys are tired of it, but today was the first day I heard it and I thought it was catchy. I know about Milo Superpower, right?
Yeah.
Every hour. So I got you. That is so funny. It was a catchy song. So, are there plans to do more Milo books?
Yes, I have a couple of thoughts. They're not all directly him. One of the challenge was inspired by, if you read the dedication, it's inspired by the two children. They have decided that they are the characters in the book. So I have to be careful. And their mom was concerned about how the older one was depicted. And we worked on that and came up with some good things there. So the other topics. One is a book called The Great Woofering, or The Day the Dogs Learned to Talk.
Okay.
And the basis for that story is that dogs have one day a year where they can tell us what they're thinking using a human voice. And the dogs know that this are coming up and they get kind of anxious about the whole situation. What do you say? At the dog park, they all were talking about this, and one dog feels that it's important that he lets them know all the bad things they did and how angry he is because he had to take baths and do things he didn't want to do, go to the vet. And then the other one was just very grateful and wanted to tell them about how thankful he was. And then another one was, this is what I want moving forward. This is how we're going to do things from now on. And then Milo's dog, Andrew, modeled after my dog, decided or discovered that words were really not necessary, that Milo and Andrew communicated just fine without words. So that's one of the books. Another one is based on a true story where when we told the younger one, Rocky, that he had a superpower, he was really excited about it, ran around, told his parents, told his brother he's the one with the superpower, and told other people. And we had to explain to him that everybody had superpowers. And a lot of times people aren't going to share what their superpower is, but they have them. And that's why you have to appreciate all the people you meet. So my wife took him out to the park and he's running around playing. He comes over to her and points to this one little child and says, "Grandma, that boy doesn't have any superpowers." And we had to explain that, either like Clark Kent and Superman, Clark Kent didn't want people to know that he was Superman, so he kept it secret, or maybe this little boy hasn't discovered his superpower and you can help him by being a friend. Um,
That is really, really good.
yeah. So then we have another one where the older boy really likes taking care of the dog and just walking around and doing things to entertain the dog. So the younger one was getting kind of jealous. I don't think I have a name for that one yet, but he was getting kind of jealous. Yeah, it is. It's Milo Makes a Friend on that one. So the Milo sees the close bond between the older one and the dog, and they decide that he's going to explain to the young one what friendship means and how friends get along. So that's one. And then there's another one where a friend of mine was telling me she found out she had to do a Passover Seder dinner um, 2 days before and invite over 30 people because someone got sick and couldn't invite people over for the celebratory dinner. So she was just up in arms about it. And one of the parts of the Seder is they pick the youngest person, and the youngest person asks these 4 questions. That's part of the big deal for the young kids, is the 4 questions. So in this one, the mom is complaining that it's ruined. She can't do anything in the last minute. It's too stressful. So Milo comes around and comes up, and he has his own 4 questions. He changes them, and he comes up with better questions that helps calm down mom, and everything goes well. So
Nice.
that's Milo's 4 questions. So yes, there are other books in various stages, and I'm just not sure. This was not something that I was rushing into to build an empire. I also kind of wanted to be able to share this with the 2 young kids on the developing process. So we'll see what happens with them
That
down
is
the road.
exciting that you have all of these kind of ideas mapped out for Milo, and he can do all of these different things. And I think that's really great for children's books when they kind of continue on, especially all the things that you're teaching. Mark, one of the things that we had talked about yesterday when we were emailing back and forth was you had said you had watched an episode where I talked about getting scammed.
Yes.
And yes, in this indie author world, I have found just in my own dealings that there are a lot of people who would love nothing more to separate you from your money and give you nothing in return, right? And there's a lot of scammers out there. So, you know my experience. I would love to hear what was your experience.
Sure. So this has happened more than once to me. I guess that means I'm gullible, but if you can learn from something. When I sold my medical practice and got ready to move to LA, you have to pay a large amount of taxes. I mean, this was much more than I would make in a ordinary year in the business. I owed in taxes after I closed out the practice, and in the process, I had been sent instructions by my accountant on how to pay those taxes, and the email was intercepted, and the information changed, and the taxes went to someone God only knows where,
Wow.
and I was out a lot of money. And the thing that was most concerning about it, we still were lucky enough. I mean, I'm very, very lucky that we moved out here at the height of COVID, where no one would allow you to finance a house. They would say, we're going to inspect it, but we're not going to fix anything. And if you want this house, you've got to close, within a day or so after you get the inspection report. So I was panicking. I mean, we left our friends, we left an environment that we were close with. We had lived in Atlanta for 32 years and showed up out here. And a good portion of our savings was gone. And couldn't get any police. Police here in LA said, well, this all happened from Atlanta. The people in Atlanta said, you're not a resident here anymore. I went to the FBI. No one was interested in doing this. So what I learned was more about myself, being upset, panicking, and just getting angry wasn't going to fix this. A little bit of Milo came through and decided to move on. And I was lucky, very lucky, that I was able to be here and be with the grandkids. So that went fine. The in the publishing thing, you see on the behind me there, the cover of the hardback book No problem designing the soft cover and using the various tools for that. The hardcover, I just couldn't get right. Amazon didn't allow this size. So I went through Ingram Spark and I just couldn't get the cover right. So I went on to Fiverr to hire some consultants. And this guy convinced me that he knew what he was doing and he didn't. And it was a few $100s, but Fiverr wasn't interested, and it was only continued posting and telling the story that I ended up um, recouping that money, but certainly not to the same extent that you had with the book stolen and the money gone.
Money
And
that I never got back. But the funny thing is that I have found is that I don't know about you, but when I was scammed, at the first thing I felt was, shame and embarrassment, right? But then after I realized, the more that I leaned into the story and told the story, the more I realized that number one, I was not alone. And
yeah,
number two, that there was power in the story to maybe stop or prevent this from happening to somebody else,
right.
right?
It
Because you
does.
don't
It
know what you
certainly
don't
opens up
know.
doors. It opens up a door, the awareness and how to approach this. But I mean, there are hundreds of groups on Facebook for authors. And, oftentimes you'll ask a question, you'll get 20, 30 people telling you, well, I can address that for you. I get a lot of calls a day telling me how wonderful the book is, and I'll be glad to market it for you. And, I know now to be very careful with
Yeah,
that.
I
And
get a lot of those too. The ones
I
I'm
mean,
starting to get more is now is the paid I'll read your book if you pay me to. And that's what I just won't do it. I'm not going to pay you to care.
well,
If
if
you
if
know,
Milo, I mean, if Amazon finds out about that, they can pull you from.
yeah.
So I've been looking at something called Books Buy,
Yeah,
which is one where you send things to them and pay them one yearly fee. You pay for the printing, but you keep 100% of the royalties. Um, that Ingram Spark has something that's about $3.50 a book, and the printing. And you have a link. You're not paying the large commission.
right. Right.
And then I also,
Those are reputable platforms. So you really have to
right.
be careful when you're out here trying to figure out how to market your book. You need to do some due diligence before you just start, ponying up your money, and, just make sure if you can ask others, if people can't give you information. Like I've had people reach out to me. And I always ask them, well, there's no website here. You have no information. You're very generic. I had somebody trying to market me, but they sent me the marketing email, totally different author. So I emailed them back and said, you have the wrong author. And they're like, oh, here's your canned email, right? With your information. And just enough to hook, just enough. It was a great pitch, but I told them in my email back to them, you just starting off with the wrong person is wrong. And
Yeah.
number two, there's no credibility here. And you're marketing me, right? So that's always a red flag when they come after me about, I noticed your book, it looks really great, let me market it for you, and you just got to give me X, right? And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So that's why I created the platform that I have. That's why I do the podcast. That's why I do the author's mic. That's why I do BTA Fridays, which is breaking the algorithm, which we can do, different ways to market the book outside of social media that are free that you can do, just stuff like that, helping others kind of
So
build a community.
I've reached out to schools and they want about 6 to 9 months to vet you before you can come in. I
Yeah.
did one nursery school with Milo or Rocky's nursery school, and it was phenomenal. We bring coloring pages, and I've got tattoos, um, and all the kids are into Labubus now. Have you heard about Labubus?
I
So we have.
have.
So here's a Labubu reading Milo's Superpower, um, and yeah, there are ways around this. I've contacted kids museums, libraries, other facilities, and it's been slim. I had one bookstore that said, come on in. and we got to sell one copy. But it's telling the story, it's meeting to the people and talking to them that,
Right. And the
sometimes
book
it's
will
not
get
all
to
about money.
all the right people, Mark. It will. That marketing, that connection is better than any social media platform could ever get you. To get in front of people, to go to nurseries, to go into schools, to go into libraries for children's books,
Hmm.
phenomenal ideas, right? All great ways to actually, because kids, they like to see, touch, ask questions. And, I think that's phenomenal. So if somebody is interested in getting Milo and reaching out to you, how do we reach you?
Well, the easiest way is to go to the website, www.milossuperpower, no apostrophe in the in the name there in the URL, and it's a .com, milossuperpower.com. And that's actually the cheapest place to buy the book. And it's print on demand from Ingram Spark. And that's it. We kind of had a lot of reviewers. I haven't looked recently, but we had at least in the first week 20. Actually, it's funny. We had 20 reviews. 19 were 5-star. One was 4-star. The 4-star person recorded a video and was absolutely the best review that we got, but made it just a 4-star.
And I just saw where you guys had a video review on YouTube.
That's the woman who, the
Yeah,
only
and
four
I think
star.
I think she said she was a librarian.
Yes, she is
Yeah,
Mary.
so
Yeah,
I mean, that's phenomenal. Video reviews, YouTube, all of that, obviously that is great ways to market the book. And somebody's probably thinking, man, I could do that for my book, right? You just have to get creative and know who your audience is when
well,
you're
I was very
marketing the
lucky
book.
because at the same time that I contacted Mary, there were other people, and they came back, and it's 900 here, 900 to do this, or 300, or 199, and no.
Yeah, say no because you don't need to pay somebody to care about your book, right? The right people are going to care about it and the right people are going to review it because they liked it and they want to share it. And that's the people that you want reading the book, not the ones who you're paying to care about the book. So I agree with you. Mark, we are pretty much out of time on the author's mic. We're not a long show. We're pretty short, but I do want to thank you for coming on. When you do the other Milo books, please come back and share them with us. I
Sure.
would love to know the next one. And if that one's going to have a catchy tune as well. I'm telling you guys, when you go to milosuperpower.com, check out the catchy tune, Milo Superpower. It's still in my head, so I'm telling you, it's catchy. Um, Mark, thank you so much for being on the author's mic. You guys, let me do my laundry list real quick. If you are an author and you want to share this platform, it's very easy. Go to my website, fill out the form that says be a guest. Boom, you're on the author's mic. If you are an indie author and you're trying to find a way to promote your book, we have a book club. It's called the IRS, Indie Reader Society. All the information's on the link tree. We are looking for a read now. If you don't tell us about your book, we don't know about it. Pitch us. If you are thinking, hey, I want to write a book, but I don't know how, guess what? We have a guide. I have a guide on my website, 44 pages. It's called So You Want to Write a Book. You can download it for free and start your indie journey. And if you want to support me the way that you're going to support Mark and buy his book, you can go buy my book as well. They're both available on my website, brightheadedpublishing.com, or you can buy them whenever good books are sold. If you get them from me, I got some cool bookmarks, free shipping, and I'll sign it for you. So as always, you guys, every like, every click helps this movement. Definitely here to build a community for other authors like Mark and myself. So you guys, we will check you out next time on the Author's Mic. Until then, keep writing.